When we look back at the previous years, is there anything you would change about your journey? Something that you wish you had done differently?
Yeah, I would have done it sooner. I would go back to my younger self and I would say, you have a lot of energy and you have a lot of passion and drive, and go for it. Like, don't harness it back. Don't hold back, on your potential. And I feel like that may be like too generic or common, maybe, that other people would say as you get older in your career. But I feel like I would have gone back and whispered in my ear, like, don't shortchange yourself on these experiences. Like, don't think that you're so generic that you don't have a special gift to like give the world, and keep going. And like, I probably would have stuck my foot in the ring a lot sooner in the leadership realm if I had felt that confidence earlier. So I think that it's not so much a regret as like, I would have pushed myself. I would have told myself to take a risk. It's worth it. Like, even if you fail, it doesn't matter. Like, you're going to learn, you're going to move it forward. Like, don't be afraid. Like, really take a chance and realize that, it's funny, like every day, you get feedback all over the place. And, someone said to me the other day, one of my directors, she said to me, your superpowers are, empathy and persistence. And I was like, thank you for saying that, because some days you just feel so exhausted, like you feel like you're not really seeing yourself even as a leader, because it can get very lonely and you're like, you're not getting that constant feedback. And I was like, okay, so like, I would go back and tell myself that those are superpowers because I think in my youth, I was thinking that they were the things that I needed to change about myself. They were the things that I needed to harness the most.
It's so interesting, right? How your story changes about what you're telling yourself and then the way you feel.
Yeah. And it's fascinating, like how, as you learn more about yourself, I think you accept yourself more, and you learn that you are unique, that not everybody shares the same view of the world as you. And that's where this diversity and inclusion as well, like each one of us has such a unique story and things that make us ourselves. It's that unique combination, like, and how are you going to unleash that potential and that power to bring it to what you're doing in the world, whether it's through work or through, your personal life. And as you get older, or wiser, or like experience refines you or beats you up a bit, and you start reflecting on these things, the reflection part is important. You start to realize like, oh, okay, like those things that I thought were the things that I needed to change about myself are actually the things that I need to embrace the most and use as, my unique set of talents that I bring. Yeah.
So with everything going on, Jacklyn, your VP position, your little, entrepreneurship gig,
project,
Giraffe Tech, family, the kids, how do you manage work and life?
I love that you asked me this question, because this is the daily struggle. Thankfully, I don't think there is work-life balance. I think there's only you at the end of the day is what I've learned, and how you choose to intentionally spend your time. And so if you do go with your feelings and you choose work that is important and impactful to you, then you choose other experiences in your life that are meaningful and impactful to you, that align with your values, your family, etc. You create this, it's like a harmonized existence of where you're going to put your energy at any given moment. It is a challenge for sure. I think balance is it changes. So, 1 week, what might be balance is not the same to the next, but I think your overall life picture is what creates the balance. And, feeding yourself and your desires and, all of that is what creates the holistic balance. Recently, I've been trying to focus on, really balancing out my energy versus balancing out time, calendar. Balance, I used to think that balance was like, if I kept work in a 9 to 5, life in a 5 p.m. to whenever you go to bed, and on the weekends, that was balance. And like, that just doesn't exist. So especially in our world right now. So how do you balance out all facets of yourself and feed all of them across the time that you have, and intentionally choosing what you fill your time with at any given moment. So right now, my life, I would say, is very work focused for the most part. But for me, that's balance because it's, you know, feeding this part of myself, and it's what I need to do right now to feed the inner joy and to create opportunity for the future and where I see my future self. But you know, that balance will hopefully, like it shifts over time, right? Whereas in the past, I've had balance through, like I was doing school at the same time as I was doing work full time. And for some people, that may not look like balance because it was quite out of whack sometimes. But I love learning so much that to me, it really was balance because I was getting so much from the school part. So I think how you define balance is, you know, creating that holistic picture for yourself and making sure that you are feeding all of those pieces of yourself that make you who you are and the things that are important to you.
I really like that piece about, you know, balance. Balancing is really about that energy management versus time management.
Big time.
Yeah.
And it's hard. Like, it's a skill. I'm not going to say I have it down pat. Like, I don't want anyone listening to this to think that I know what balance is about. My team would laugh because they'll probably be like, do you have that balance down? I'm not going to claim that I'm going to get an A+ on that one on my report card, but it is something that I'm conscious of and I'm working on as a goal is how do I continue to, you know, create those healthy boundaries and really respect and honor what I need so that I'm not giving too much to any one bucket so that I can really have enough energy across all of them.